Hey, this is Jamie Wolf. Are you already a published author? Are you a life coach? Are you an entrepreneur, a small business owner, someone who's written a book to add credibility to your brand, and you've got all this content, and perhaps you self-published, but now it's on you to self-market as well, and you're not really sure how to do that. You know you've got great content, you're not really sure how to repurpose it, you don't want to start from scratch. So how about if I can show you a way to create a valuable offer that your prospects, your readers, your clients, your customers will crave, and you can believe in with such certainty that you have no problem whatsoever presenting that offer to your clients. In other words, let's make it rain. So have you ever been frustrated by potential customers who just don't buy? Have you ever made an offer, but you quickly started backtracking, lowering the price, maybe throwing in some extra hand-holding, or generally sending signals you weren't sure about your sales pitch? And frankly, this is all too common because so many people who go into life coaching or into fitness training or they're in massage therapy or physical therapy, we care a lot about our customers and clients. And so because we have compassion and empathy, we fall into the trap of going, oh gosh, do you need a scholarship? Can I discount this for you? Can I discount this some more? And inadvertently, we take away the real value of the services or the expertise or the experience that we're offering. So if you've done that, know that you're not alone. Have you ever lectured yourself that today's going to be different? Today you're going to take a deep breath, play some loud music, listen to some self-development stuff, and close sales to hit your goals or quotas, only to bail after a few weak pitches that totally derail you and make you miserable? If so, again, know that you're not alone, and it's not your fault, and there's a simple solution. Here are some keys to success. The basic premise of creating an irresistible offer is to create an offer bundle, which is also known as an offer stack. Now, I get that you might be asking, what on earth does this have to do with me? I have a book. All right, so you want to sell your book, and all the books out there are in the, $7 to $27 price point range, right? So how do you stand out? How do you take that information and make yourself really valuable to your prospective reader or client? And you do that by offering something on top of the book, and that's what we're talking about here. So each item in your bundle, your offer of value, your offer stack, is going to do two things. It's going to address an objection, a myth, or a false belief, and it's going to solve a problem, and in the process it's going to uncover a new problem for you to solve with the next item in your offer. For example, you have a book about weight loss and it's telling your reader how to go grocery shopping, telling them foods to avoid, foods to add in, etc., etc. Great. Well, now they know how to go grocery shopping. Maybe they don't know how to prepare foods. Maybe they don't know how to deal with going to the restaurant. I'm using tried and true things because we're all familiar with those examples. Those are not new, but it's easy to get the picture of how you add more, because now you've addressed the first issue, they need something new, right? So in order to make it rain, you never compete on price. Instead, you want to increase the value. So you can offer the same content in different formats and it has a higher value. For example, you bought a book for 10 bucks because you know the content will solve a problem you really want solved. But despite your best intentions, you don't read it. You're too busy. Excuse me while I have a little sip of coffee here. My cat was just visiting, and I think I've got cat hair in there. Anyway, you know the content's going to solve a problem you really want solved, but despite your best intentions, you don't read it because you're busy, you're tired, your brain needs a break, so you hit Netflix instead of the book. But now you're offered the exact same content in audiobook format for 37 bucks. Okay, so what, $17 more? Did I do the math right? $27 more. And you buy it in a heartbeat because the format allows you to consume it despite your schedule. So now you can listen to the audiobook while you're commuting in the car, while you're working out. The cost is worth the efficiency to you. It is a reasonable value trade for your time. So how do you create a valuable bundle offer? I'm going to give you a simple system. Think about different formats, create a list of each, and then mix them together like a salad. So we're going to run through this pretty quickly. You are going to be able to download all of this content, this PowerPoint and these PDF templates for free. when you just give me your email address, all right? So don't worry if you don't get all this right while we're talking about it. So you've got different components and formats, and you can craft each one to specifically address false beliefs, myths, and objections. For example, you can have a cheat sheet of the 5 foods you can eat, even on a keto diet, to address a myth about off-limit foods. So think about what else you could add in each column. You have content that's already created, and it might be in printed or digital form. You might have it in video form or as a podcast. You might offer something that's physical or tangible. Supplements, clothing, printed and mailed books, and other formats of things that you can offer. Maybe you have get-togethers at your library, or you do meetups in your area or something like that, or you start having small groups come to a very low-cost event in order to use that as your lead generation for a higher cost event, right? So this is just an example of ways you can use content that you've already had and take a part or a piece of each one to start adding more value and creating an offer stack. So for an example, your offer bundle, you can take a first item from one of the 4 format columns, a second item, third item, and then create a bonus and another bonus, just selecting from things in the column. So for me, my brain gets overwhelmed really easily. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a creative, I'm assuming you are too, and you've got all these amazing ideas, right? So how do you lasso them and pull them down into some gravity-bound place where you can start using them? So that chart before is just a way to parse and parcel each thing so it's easier for you to navigate. And then, for example, you also want to be thinking, because you're running a business, right? And I know you're an author and you wrote a book, but you may also be an entrepreneur with a book. And so you're always thinking about margins, right? What's the cost to you? What are you going to sell it for? What's the difference? Where is your break-even point? But also remember, we're not competing on price. We're adding value. And so I want you to think about, what does it cost you, your business, to produce something that's digital? What does it cost to your customer if you're giving it away for free? But what might the value be to your customer? And then again, you're going to be raising the value as you build a relationship with them and offer them increasingly high value offers that meet increasingly challenging needs for them, right? So when your first offer solves a problem, it reveals the next one, so you sell them that too, and this creates a value ladder or a solution evolution naturally. For example, you sell a digital 6-week learn to play the piano bundle, including quick chords, sheet music for 5 top favorite songs, aids for good posture, etc., which reminds me to sit up straight. But when they've mastered that, they want more. So your next offer might be a series of live Zoom sessions where you observe and critique their efforts in real time. Next, you might offer a weekend to join you in person at your home with 5 other students for time on your Red Pop Steinway grand piano. And if you're in the piano world, that would be a big deal. So just make sure that as you scratch one itch, you've already anticipated the next one and you've got an offer ready, and that your offers are presented in a logical order. If they want to grill, you don't sell them hot dog buns first without a way to cook the hot dogs, right? So present your offer as a story, giving your offer context, because this gives you an avenue to elicit emotion, which amplifies and magnifies the value of the author. And it also lets you do some future casting. So tell the story. You're an author, right? You're already a storyteller. Put the offer in context. For example, when you first married, you two were so poor. You only had an old bike you got at the thrift shop to get places, even in the snow. But once you had a kid, you had to have a car. But all you could afford was an old clunker. One day, a dog ran out in front of you. You slammed on the brakes, and because of the old bald tires, your car skidded, and it almost went into oncoming traffic with your baby in the car. You were so scared, you were shaking, and so mad and so ashamed that you couldn't afford to take better care of your family. But then, someone offered you the chance to put your beautiful wife and your incredible child into the safest car around for $600. You didn't have it, but you hustled and came up with it. It was the best decision. Your family and your neighbors started looking at you in that car with respect and admiration. after carrying so much weight and guilt around for so long, you finally felt like a somebody again. You could feel it was a turning point for you and your family that was going to change everything. And now you're making the same life-changing offer to your prospect. They will buy because the emotions in the story amplified the value even further, plus showed them how their life will look and feel in the future because they said yes today. When you think about your offer bundle, think of it as bartering. Will you give me this for that? If you feel they might reasonably answer no, increase the offer content until your belief in the value is unshakable. Now, anyone who says no is not your target audience or ideal client. And that's great because you don't want people who aren't your ideal client, right? You want to bless and release that group. So here's my offer. I've got a used obsolete printer. Will you give me $600 for it? That's never, ever going to happen, right? I have a brand new next year's model Volvo XC90 T8 SUV with all the extras. Will you give me $600 for that? All day, every day. And can you feel your own posture, your own confidence, your own presentation imperceptibly but powerfully changing because you know the value's insane, right? So you've got no problem saying, I know you don't have $600, but you need to go find $600 right now because this is a once in a lifetime deal. The value is so strong, it eliminates any price concerns, even if they don't have the money. They're going to go find the money. So you felt how your posture and your tone are strong and confident when you offer this new Volvo SUV in exchange for $600 because there is full belief on your part that they're getting unbelievable value in exchange for your ask. So here's what we've talked about. You're always going to create an offer bundle. If you're an author and you think you are selling a book, you're not. You're selling a solution, right? You're addressing your readers' issues and problems. You know where they are because you've been there too. You understand their frustrations and their challenges. You have a way out and you're going to offer it to them. But you don't want to just give them the first solution with your book and then leave them hanging. So what else can you wrap around that offer to create a bundle? You're going to use the different formats to add items and value to the bundle, and you're not going to compete on price. You're always going to increase the value until it's as irresistible as that brand new SUV. You're going to create the content with the bundle items to address objections and identify and correct false beliefs. You're going to present the offer with a story that magnifies the value through emotion and future casting. And you're going to know your audience and think through what problems your offer will uncover for them next, and have another solution ready. So if you follow this simple system, you will create a valuable offer your prospects will crave and you can believe in 1,000%, so you can make it rain every time. All right, so if you found this helpful, just go ahead and enter your email address and I will send this to you for free. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for your time, and I will see you next time. This is Jamie Wolf with the Message Accelerator.